Hey guys, so we're continuing with our Regents review short answer questions. This particular question says, base your answers to questions 11 through 14 on the topographic map below and on your knowledge of earth science. The map shows features and contour lines in the region of a proposed airport. Line AB, this line, is a reference line on the map. Points X and Y represent surface locations along a creek. So here's X and Y, it's on a creek. And elevations are shown in feet. All of my elevations are in feet. It looks like I have a contour interval. It tells me how much my elevation is changing with each line. I'm also given a scale. 11. On the grid in your answer booklet. So here's my answer booklet, and this is the grid that the question is talking about. Construct a topographic profile along line AB by plotting the elevation of each contour line that crosses line AB. Points A and B have been plotted. Connect all 9 point plots with a line from A to B to complete the profile. So let's get started. So to create a topographic profile between line A and B, first we need to know the elevation of every single contour line that is crossing line A and B. So let's find that out. Well, my contour interval is 20 feet. Meaning each of my lines are changing by 20 feet in elevation. And I know I'm going from 400 feet right here at A to around 500 feet as I'm going towards B. This tells me that my elevation must be increasing as I'm going from A to B. Also, these circles represent hills. So that also tells me that my elevation is increasing. So my elevation should increase by 20 feet with each line. So that means if this is 400, then this must be 420, and that means this must be 440, and that means this must be, I'm correct, sorry, and that means this must be 460. We're going up by 20 feet with each line. This must be 480, and this tells me already this is 500. So I'm just going to write that down here. This must be 500. And this line that's crossing through A and B is also 500. It's the same exact line, right? And then this line is back to 480. So let me write that down, 480. And then this line must be 460 again. So B must be 460. Now I have the elevations of every single line crossing through A and B. Oh, by the way, A is 400. Let me just write that down. So I have the elevations of every single line crossing through line AB, starting from A and B. And even though my numbers are repeating, I'm writing them because I need them for drawing my topographic profile. Next, I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and I'm going to line it up underneath A and B. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where A is, and I'm going to mark where B is. I'm also going to write down the elevations of A and B. So A is 400. I'm going to write it sideways. A is 400 and B is 460. B is 460. Okay, and now I'm going to mark all the other lines that are crossing through A and B. This line is crossing through, this one, this one, this one, this. Notice that I'm marking down the lines that are crossing through, even though it's the same line and it's crossing through A and B multiple times, kind of like this 500. I'm still marking down them twice, even though they're crossing twice. So, and now I'm going to write the elevations of each line. This must be 420. This must, 440. This must be 460. This must be 480. This is 500. This is also 500. And this is 480 again. So this is why I wrote down the numbers over here, and I'm also writing them here so I don't make a mistake on the elevation of each line. Also, never skip the scrap paper part because the spacing between your lines matters. It needs to be the exact spacing as your map. So now that I have my outline of what each line represents and the elevation, I'm going to take this to my answer booklet, this thing right here. And notice that they already gave me the elevations of A and B even though I have it. And I'm gonna align it with my A and B right here in the bottom, the x-axis. Notice that A is 400, so there's a dotted 400. B is 460, so there's a dotted 460. I'm gonna create dots for the rest. So this location was 420, and so I'm gonna go up and draw a dotted 420. You don't have to do the dotted lines like I am doing, but you do need to mark the dots, kind of like you're making a line graph. So here's 440 in this location. I'm gonna put 440. Sorry if my lines are slightly crooked. So this one's 460. I'm gonna go up to 460. This one is 480. I'm going up to 480. This one is 500. I'm going up to 500. This one is also 500. So I'm gonna go up to 500. This is once again 480. So I'm gonna go up to 480. And I'm already given B, which is 460. Now that I have this outline, I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to have to connect all the lines to create a topographic profile, a side view image of this location, right? So this is the top view image of my map, but I'm creating a side view profile. Now, I'm going to start connecting. So I'm going to connect this dot to this dot to this, and so on. But notice that from here to here, I have the same exact elevation. Never ever go sideways or horizontally on a topographic profile. It should either curve upwards a little bit or curve downwards a little bit. Well, this location was this area on my map between these two 500s. Remember, this is a hill, right? So in hills, my graph or profile should go a little higher because it's a hill. If this was a river or a valley, a place between two different hills, then it would be lower. Those locations normally go a little lower. So now that I have a hill, instead of going completely horizontal, I'm going to do a little curve upwards, but I'm going to be careful not to touch the other line, just a little curve upwards. And then I'm going to continue. And finally, my topographic profile should look something like this. That's it.